What's up guys? Today's video is on the top 5 best handheld game consoles 2023. Through extensive research and testing, I've put together a list of options that'll meet the needs of different types of buyers, so whether it's price, performance or its particular use, we've got you covered. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box down below, which are updated for the best prices. Link the video, comment and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. We'll kick off toadies. Number 5. Nintendo Switch Lite. The Switch Lite measures 91.1 mm x 208 mm x 13.9 mm and weighs 275 grams, compared to the 102 mm x 239 mm x 13.9 mm dimensions and 297 grams weight of the original Switch. This means the device comes with a smaller LCD touchscreen, measuring just 5.5 inches, but still providing 1280 x 720 pixels. The Nintendo Switch Lite has essentially the same performance as the Switch, except that the Lite has a slightly longer battery life of 3 to 7 hours, about 30 minutes more than the original Switch, and 1 to 2 hours less than the upgraded Switch model entering stores, although Nintendo warns that this depends on the games you play. However, it is definitely worth noting that the Switch Lite does not come with HD rumble or an IR motion camera. The device is made to play handheld games solely and will therefore only play the best Nintendo Switch games that support handheld mode. The Nintendo Switch Lite is the perfect console for those who prefer comfortable handheld gaming and have never been sold by the Nintendo Switch's docked mode. The compact and lighter device feels considerably better than its predecessor and is much less clunky. Number 4. Analogue Pocket. Beyond the cartridge port, there's a USB-C port for charging, a slot for a microSD card, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a port for the Game Boy linked cable. Analogue promises 6 to 10 hours of battery life. The 4300 mAh battery is comparable in capacity to the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and there's an optional 18W fast charging power supply. Analogue claims will charge up your battery 50% faster than other chargers. The screen is the feature most deserving of glowing praise. The 3.5 615 pi 1600 x 1440 display is absolutely overkill when compared to the 160 x 144 resolution screen of the original Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Great news! The Analogue Pocket does exactly what you want it to do, which is play pretty much any Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance game you can think of. Kat Bailey and Rebecca Valentine were kind enough to dig through the IN collection of handheld games to send me a really. Number 3. Steam Deck. The Steam Deck's 7-inch screen is functional but unimpressive. It's the same size as the OLED Switch, with a slightly higher 1280 by 800 pixel resolution. The Switch's display is 1280 by 720. The screen is a 60Hz IPS LCD, so it's bright and easy to read, but it lacks the deep blacks and vibrant colors you get with an OLED. Internally, the Steam Deck uses a custom AMD processor with a quad-core 8-thread Zen 2 CPU that pushes up to 448 flops and a RDNA 2 GPU that pushes up to 1.6 flops. They use the same architecture as AMD's Ryzen CPUs and Radeon GPUs, respectively, but they don't have direct equivalence with consumer desktop or mobile processors. The system uses 16 GB of LPDDR5 RAM and comes with 64 GB of storage on a PCIe Gen 2 X1 M2 SSD, or 256 GB or 512 GB of storage on a PCIe Gen 2 X4 M2 SSD, depending on the model. The microSD card slot enables further storage expansion. We tested the 256 GB version. You can also filter out unsupported or unknown games from your library in the All Games tab. Of the 571 games and apps in our Steam library, 63 are verified, 104 are verified or playable, and 524 are verified, playable, or untested. That leaves just 29 games and apps, about 5% of our library, unsupported on the Steam Deck. The AMD APU Insight is pretty powerful, which means, in the right circumstances, it can destroy the battery life. Valve's initial claims are a vague 2 to 8 hours. Number 2. OneXPlayer. OneXPlayer i7 version. The 11th core Tiger Lake i7 to 1195 G7, 4 cores 8 threads, base frequency 2.9 GHz, max turbo frequency up to 5 GHz. Graphics. Iris Z graphics eligible 96 EUs, up to 1.4 GHz, DirectX 12.1 OpenGL 4.6. Durable battery. 15,300 mAh 3.85V large capacity battery and 65 WGAN gallium nitride fast charger, which can be quickly replenished in case of emergency so that you don't fall behind at the critical moment of the game. RAM 16 GB LPDDR4X 4266 2 TB NVMe 3.0 M2 2280 SSD. OUR OneXPlayer is only a half size of a conventional 12 inches notebook, only 819 grams, easy to take out for gaming on the go. OneXPlayer has an 8.4 inches IPS 10 points touch support touchscreen with 2560 x 1600 resolution, pixel density 358 ppi, 72% NTSC gamut. Important. Here's the instruction of a simply reinstallation to resolve software driver issues. 1. Long press power button for 2 to 3 seconds to boot your laptop. Press Home plus, Volume plus when you see power let on. Then you can enter the BIOS pages. 2. Choose the UEFI OS firmware on the boot override of page, save and exit. 3. Touch the recovery icon on the screen when you log in the WinPE system, and then wait for the automatic reinstallation process. All problem resolved. Number 1. Nintendo Switch OLED. From a physical standpoint, the Switch OLED makes 2 big deviations from the base model and 1 small but significant deviation. The most noticeable change, of course, is the 7-inch OLED screen compared to the 6-inch LCD screen on the base Switch. To put it bluntly, after playing the PS5 and Xbox Series X, it's difficult to go back to a Switch, OLED or otherwise. The base model has 32 GB flash storage, so that's improved, at least. The result is a handheld hybrid that can display 720p at up to 60 frames per second in handheld mode and 1080p at up to 60 fps in docked mode. 4K resolution and 120 fps frame rates are a pipe dream, not to mention the near instantaneous loading times that SSDs can facilitate. The game selection is exactly the same among the 3 console variations. Just be aware that you'll be able to play beloved first-party Nintendo fare, such as Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey, as well as more recent third-party hits, such as Doom 2016 and Dragon Ball FighterZ. Nintendo claims that the Switch OLED can get between 4.5 and 9 hours of gamma play on a single charge, depending on which games you play. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button. Press the bell icon and comment below. Check out the description to find the product links.